Hey there, soul shines. My name is Michele, and we're here. It's a creative expressions video. I feel kind of bad because I didn't put out a video last week, a tutorial like I was planning. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I think starting school caught up with me because we started mid-August. I've been doing some major cleaning in my home, and I think that's caught up with me. And honestly, I kind of got socked out a little bit. But I'm starting to kind of readjust again. So I'm here. I'm excited to share with you what I've been doing. So let's get going on finished objects while I'm remembering one of them. I made a potato. I'm going to put a picture of it. My daughter and her friend have this joke about potatoes and the potato cult and all these things. And so the potato is actually kind of a yellowish color because it's the golden potato. They have this whole thing. And so his birthday was at the beginning of the month, and so I made a potato for him. And another finished object is this. We decided not to turn it into a gnome because it just looks so adorable like this. This is for my son who is into Minecraft, so it's a creeper, but it reminds us of, I think his name is Oogly Boogly. I don't know. I'm gonna put a picture right here so you can compare the two of them. So I was really excited. He agreed that it was okay. It didn't have arms and all the stuff, and he's just really fun. I like this one. Okay, and he'll be happy to get that back. He's like, "Did you make your video yet? I need my thing back." No, I'll get it back to you. There is a pair of socks. I think I will put them here. The blue stripes. They may have been on the last video. I'm not 100% sure. So, but I'm going to put those up because I know they got finished. I'm just not sure the timing of them compared to the video. And then these socks I finished today. Okay, I don't have the fancy blocking them kind of things. So I used what's her name? Kay, the crazy sock lady. She has a pattern, and hers is a cuff down, and I used basically the same pattern, but I did mine toe up, so it looks a little bit different. If I remember, I'll put a picture of my daughter's that I did following Kay's directions, so you can kind of compare how the patterns look similar but different. Anyway, I was really excited because my daughter-in-law's birthday is on Monday. They are coming, which is the day this is coming out. So this is coming out on her birthday. And is it? Her birthday's the 12th. I think that's her birthday. On her birthday. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, 9/11. No, 9/11 is on Sunday. So yeah, they're coming over on Sunday to celebrate birthdays with us. So I'm really excited to give them these. So I was so thrilled to have them done. I think that covers all of the finished objects. And moving into the works in progress. I do not have the green socks with the black toes. Those, I have one in the car, one over here somewhere, and they've kind of been put on hold because I've had so many other things to take care of. So I don't have those with me, but those are still a work in progress. I really haven't done anything on them in so long. I really need to. So the other commissioned socks that I'm working on are these for I think shoes 4 maybe. So those will be really fun to get made. I'm excited about these ones. I think these are cute. I just haven't worked on them this week because my focus was getting those other socks done. And So as I finish this today, there's nothing else cast on. I have to figure out what I'm actually going to cast on. This I was working on candy corn gnome. It's for a friend of mine, and she's actually a friend of my daughter's too. She's just turned 20, and this needs a nose and some kind of a beard or hair or something, and then it will be done. And this was fun to kind of come up with. Used whatever yarn I had here, so not necessarily screaming Halloween colors with colors like this orange isn't quite the right orange for a candy corn, but it's still really fun, and I think it's gonna be really cute when it's all done. So I'm excited to show you guys that one in a couple weeks as a finished object. The other one that I'm working on, there's the hat for it, and then it's got this navy blue down here, and this is for my daughter-in-law, and like I said, they're coming Sunday, so I've got to hurry and get this done. I made the hat today, this all started today, so I feel like I can, if I can get the rest of my everything, my house clean as well. I think that is all of the things that I'm actively working on. I'm really focusing on the socks. In fact, I'm gonna look up how many socks I still need to do for the commission socks. And then for my kids, I've got 2 October babies, and after the October babies, then it will be like making a pair for me and stuff, so it's not as urgent, although I would like to have them for my birthday. While we're here, I'm going to go ahead and mark this one as done. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's 3 socks that I haven't started, and then these ones and the green ones. So 5 pairs total that I need to finish for my neighbor, that she's paying me to make them. So yeah, and then I'm down to, I think, 3 pairs for my family if you count myself. And then I think I'm going to move on to something else. I haven't even figured out what I'm going to do for Christmas. And anybody who's a maker knows that if you're going to be making stuff for Christmas, you really need to know already in September, before September. In fact, ideally half of them are already done when you have a family as big as mine. So I'm not really sure what's going to be happening. I've been thinking a lot about it, and there's a part of me that just wishes that this Christmas I didn't have to make anything, and that I could just go buy something, since I work so hard all year for everybody with the socks and everything. However, financially it's not a good idea for me to go out and buy presents for everybody, so it is what it is. I wanted to talk to you guys about another thing, my life update. I'm really excited about it. A couple of things. One, I've been doing these Clean and Heal With Me events and it's like people come to the event on Zoom, we do a little bit of healing, then we break away for like 45 minutes while everybody cleans wherever they need to clean. We come back, we talked about what happened, how far they went, any kind of trauma or feelings or thoughts that came up while they were cleaning, and then we do healing on it. And I did my first mini one this week, which means that we only had one 45-minute healing session. So we had a beginning healing session, the cleaning session, and a healing session, and that was it. And I've done 2 Clean and Heal With Me day-long events at the end of August and the end of July was my first one. And those, my August one, we had 3 cleaning sessions and a lunch break. And so there ended up being 5 healing sessions, and it was just a super crazy, awesome day. The feedback I've received from the people that were involved has been incredible. They were excited. One of them was really excited to share with me some things that came that weren't directly from the area she'd been cleaning, but it happened as a result of the cleaning and the healing, and how it affected like more than just that part of her house. It affected out into other areas of her home, and that was really exciting. So that's one thing that's happening in my life I'm really excited about. It's really fun. I'd like to start doing private clients, but I haven't gotten there yet. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other thing is, earlier this week, it's kind of crazy, I think it all happened this week, maybe started at the end of last week, I'm not sure. It's been an incredible week. I guess it did start probably a little over a week ago. There was somebody on Facebook who posted about a thing that she'd been doing, and I was like, what is that? What are you talking about? It's called Body of 9. And there's a couple. Their names are Susan and Martin Fisher, and they currently reside in Montana, sorry. And they have this work that they've been doing, and there's like this whole big history of it, and it has to do with 9 centers in the body, and that every single person, so far they've worked with like 7,500. They've worked with a lot of people. They've never found anybody who didn't have one of these centers that was kind of the main center. They've never found a 10th center or an 11th center. And looking at them, it makes sense because of the way they have them lined up on the body. There's a picture. I don't know if I can find the picture fast enough to show you guys. I mean, I guess I could edit it in. It's just really cool because when a person, it has to, like, when you activate the muscles around that center that is your primary center, your natural center, it helps you be centered, it helps you be grounded, it helps you feel more like you, it helps kind of, like for my daughter, for hers, it's helped her, like her spinning mind just settle. For myself, I've noticed I've been a lot happier the last few days. It's been crazy. It's been really cool to know these things and to see how they affect us. And I just was reading about my own. I opened right up to my own. That was kind of funny. They talk about how infants will even show signs of their number. Like, for instance, okay, we'll kind of use this picture to show you. So here's this picture. Sorry about the glare from the light. And so the centers are, there's one in the neck, and then the 2 is down here, the 3 is just under right here, 4 is the lower abdomen, 5 is kind of the top towards the back of the head, 6 is the chest, 7 is like the forehead, especially the third eye, 8 is down with the lower back of the sacrum area, and then 9 is in the back, kind of like your back muscles make this little triangle, and it just focuses there in the back, which happens to be my number actually. And as you can see, it makes sense why they pretty much have only found these numbers. So my daughter, hers is a 7, and there's an activation. Each number has kind of a pose that helps activate and engage the muscles and the different aspects for these different types of people. And for my daughter, when she learned the activation, she was surprised, because when she was overwhelmed, like when the grandkids would be here and she would be feeling overwhelmed, she would go into the bathroom and she would basically stand in the pose. She added this element from learning this that has just taken it to a new level. Just like my pose is like doing this and engaging the muscles in the back. And when I'm doing healing work and I need to get connected, before even I learned about this, I would automatically go like this. I'm like, I need to get connected. So I'd roll my shoulders back and sit up straight so that I could be connected. And I've always like stretched and like loved to kind of loosen up the back and stuff. Like there's something about it. For as long as I could remember, that's how I was. And so now, knowing what my activation is, it's just like crazy that we naturally end up doing some of these things. Like babies that scoot around on their butt more probably have that number 8 that's down in the lower back as their number. One of my kids army crawled, and I'm pretty sure he's got one of the abdomen numbers. And I did what my parents called the stink bug walk, because I would put both arms straight down and then I'd put my legs straight down. So I was kind of doing almost like a downward dog. That's how I crawled. I didn't crawl on my knees. And as I've thought about it this week and thinking about, well, babies kind of show their thing, I was like, that actually makes sense. Of all the ways that you can crawl, that is the one that's going to kind of, because you have to have your arms like that, it's going to be one that's going to activate that. Also, my favorite yoga pose is child's pose. And I could see how for my daughter, because hers is right here, and she likes to lean her forehead against things. When she hugs, she likes when she can put her forehead against a person. And she, what was I saying? There was a thing there before I got distracted with the hug, because my mind went off on the rabbit. What was the rabbit movie that the rabbits said I'm sorry by putting their foreheads together? I can see the book in my mind. Anyway, I was saying something. That's totally gone. That's so funny how a thought can just completely disappear from my mind. My daughter, I thought it was pretty crazy, the description, because each one kind of has a personality. Not so much a personality, because this is really like the difference between what's your nature versus your nurture, because these are the ways that you show up no matter how much you've been nurtured in one way. These are things that are always kind of there, like how my daughter did do the thing, like she prefers to hug like that. When she was a baby, she would, she would snuggle in, and she would kind of snuggle her head in and things like that. So it's kind of always there. And some of it is like for my daughter's number, she's very intuitive. She has the third eye is super active. When she does centering exercises, I always guide people to say find your center, because I really believe that each of us has a different center. When people have said to find your center right here, that always bugged me, and I was like, no, my center's up here. And my daughter, she's like, I just dismissed everybody, and when they say find your center, I went to here. So everybody kind of expresses different, and Martin talked about expressing love and how each type expresses love differently. And when they say send energy to somebody, for him, his comes out of the top of his head, and that's how he sends love to people. And for me, when I send love to people, it's like I feel like it just expands in me and then goes out to them, and it comes from in my heart region. So it's just really cool to think about how the different people are, and it's been very healing in the most gentlest way. Like, it's almost weird because I do this and, 'cause I do this, 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 'cause I do there's this sensation that comes over me, and so that's a little weird because I'm like, that's a new sensation. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but at the same time it's really familiar and I really like it. And it's just been really incredible. And like my daughter just helped calm her mind. We haven't completely figured out the other kids yet, but we're going to work on it. Another crazy thing about this is that they have, in all of their 7,500 people that they've worked with, the only time they've ever found a repeating number in a family is when there is more than 7 kids. So that's kind of crazy. So like they say they've never found anybody who's married somebody of their same number. And so then you marry the person and then you have their kids. Now obviously adoption can change that, and I asked them about, my oldest son having a different one, and they feel like that because I'm the mother and the genetic and energetic information is stored in the womb, that maybe not, that they probably wouldn't have a repeat because I kind of carried that information. So it's really interesting to think about, and then to think about some of the bigger families I know, and like kind of think, I wonder which numbers got repeated in that family, and stuff. It's kind of crazy, but it makes so much sense in a way that nothing ever has to me before. I've done other things where they look at your facial features or the way you move or different things like that and put you in groups, and there's always been a sense of accuracy within them, which is awesome. I love that, and it helps make sense of the times when maybe a test, because of the way you answer questions, you might answer it in a way that kind of skews the answer so you don't actually get your truth. Like my former husband, his view of himself, his ability to actually see the truth of himself, he's not inclined towards that. Some people are, some people aren't. It's one of the dichotomies of life. And so he thinks he's one way, but all of the rest of us who observe how he is, we're like, no, you're not. And so learning through like facial features and movement helps to really answer that. But here's my problem I had with those other things. Sure, the information seemed mostly accurate, and it kind of resonated as truth, but I would find myself feeling like I needed to change something about myself to make myself really fit into their description. And that really bothered me, and it didn't matter what they were. It was like, that's nice, but what about this aspect of me that doesn't really fit in with this aspect of me? But I don't feel like this was a nurture thing, because I definitely wasn't raised that way, that kind of thing. So there's always been kind of like, maybe, I don't know. And so this one, there's nothing that I feel like I need to change. Their descriptions, first of all, they acknowledge that we all have our own nurture that will change how we are, and they talk about how the word intuition is going to mean something different to all 9 types, but that most people of the same type, if they were to get together and talk, they can kind of understand and make sense to them to talk to other people like them, and they seem to all have the same understanding of what the words mean, which is kind of cool. So this is the first time that it's like I feel like acknowledged, I guess, for the first time ever, and I feel like I don't have to change anything about the way I am. However, doing this is kind of changing me, in that the more I do it, the more I feel some of the things that aren't me falling away. And even some of those things, like, I know that that's not me. I don't like being that way. I sound like my mom or whatever, and I feel like as I've started doing this, I'm feeling it less and less. So it'll be really interesting to know how that goes, and I will keep you guys posted if you're interested. That's kind of my life update. If you want to learn more about Body of 9, I will leave the link in the description, and possibly I might just see if I can leave their channel in the description as well. It's crazy. It's so cool. I want everybody to know about it, because I feel like it doesn't matter which one of the 9 you are. And even if you never used it to work with anybody else or understand anybody else, just that being able to settle into yourself, it's incredible. I call them center points. It's my centering point. It's like, this is what I do if I want to feel centered. It's really cool. So anyway, next week I'm hoping will be to do Judy's Magic cast on, and then I want to do my cell phone case, because I've been meaning to make a cell phone case. I kind of made up the pattern myself, and it uses half double crochets, and so I was waiting until I did my half double crochet tutorial, which I did do. And I will link it up here since I mentioned it, and you guys can go check that out if you want. And so I want to do the Judy's Magic cast on, and then have my phone case as a tutorial for you guys to use. I have double crochet to make something. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And that's it for today. Remember to let your light shine through your creations, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.